Hello everyone, today I will be reviewing Forbidden Planet. So Forbidden Planet is a science fiction film and it came out in 1956 and stars Walter Pidgeon, Leslie Nielsen and Anne Francis. This film revolves around this crew who travel through space, and after a long journey they arrive at this planet which was a former Earth colony. With this crew we have the three main characters, and the main character really is Commander Adams, and he's played by Leslie Nielsen. And when they get to this planet they find that there are only two people left. We have Walter Pidgeon's character, who is Morbius, then we have his daughter Altera, who is played by Anne Francis, and they also have this interesting robot who's known as Robby the robot, and he does all sorts of tasks for the people on this planet. Now what is supposed to have happened is that over the years there was once this civilization which was on this planet, but there was this evil creature that apparently got rid of all the people on this planet, and now there's only Morbius and his daughter Altera left. So this film basically revolves around trying to find out what this monster is that is killing everybody. So they set up all these barriers around the spaceship, and eventually we get to see what this monster is and what the cause of the monster is and what is behind all this destruction that has been going on this planet. So this film was actually one of the first proper science fiction films, although there were films before this like The Day the Earth Stood Still and Them, but this is the first film which is set entirely on a different planet in outer space. One of the standout characters in this film is Robby the robot, and he is one of those early robots in movies and is really the first robot on screen who wasn't just a simple tin can character, and it's the first robot character really to have a proper personality. And he's a really interesting character, one of the standout characters in this film, and obviously being a robot he's programmed to do lots of different tasks for people, so he does whatever anybody wants. And the character Robby the robot actually went on to star in lots of other different things and different episodes of TV shows, even making an appearance in an episode of Columbo at one point, so he's actually gone on to be quite a successful character. Now the special effects in this film are absolutely fantastic, especially for the time. Bear in mind this is 1956, so we get the flying saucer going through space and landing on this planet. I really like the set design in this film, so we do get some obviously rear projection and some matte paintings, which I suppose nowadays probably does look a little bit dated, but for its time, and when you look at other films in this era, this film really stands out as being really fantastic looking. And it was filmed in colour and CinemaScope, so we get that excellent widescreen of an aspect ratio 2.4:1, which really makes the film look very cinematic and a really impressive watch. I did particularly like Leslie Nielsen in this film because he's such a good actor, and previously I had only seen Leslie Nielsen in comedy roles when he was older in films like Airplane and The Naked Gun, and in those films he's extremely funny, but he always played it as quite a straight character but saying funny lines and just coming across as a really funny character. But in this role in Forbidden Planet he isn't a particularly funny character, and he's much younger, so he seems completely different, and this was actually one of his first film roles, and he plays a very sort of straight, commanding character, and everybody looks up to him because he's in charge, and he really has to take charge of what is going on this planet and look after his crew. I can really see how this film has inspired lots of other science fiction films, because even today this film I think still holds up very well as a classic sci-fi masterpiece really. Certainly later films and TV series, things like Star Trek and Star Wars, have obviously been inspired by this film. And particularly with the character of Robby the robot, you can certainly see his influence on other robot characters like in Star Wars with C-3PO and R2-D2. You can see the similarities between those characters and Robby the robot. In terms of the pacing of this film, I think it is all very well done. We get an excellent intro with the crew on the spaceship, and we want to know where they're going, what this planet is going to be like, what they arrive on. And when we meet these couple of characters, Morbius and his daughter, on this planet, we want to know exactly what is going on and why why there are only two of them, and what is this monster that is apparently parading around the planet and causing destruction. And we do get, obviously being a sci-fi film from the 50s, we get these typical laser guns that are shooting around with beams going everywhere, which really does look excellent, although obviously nowadays people look at it and think it looks a bit fake and a little bit silly. And in quite a lot of ways this is a bit of a campy, silly film, and with a name like Forbidden Planet and with the cover behind me, you can probably tell it is a bit of a silly film. It's not a particularly serious film, but you know, it's a sci-fi film set on another planet, so you know, that alone obviously tells you it's not a particularly serious drama. Now, there was actually a sequel to this film called The Invisible Boy, which involves Robby the robot, which apparently involves him being an evil character, which I haven't seen, but it is actually included on the HMV Premium Collection, which I have behind me as a separate film. So if you want to watch this film, I'd recommend checking out the HMV Premium Collection, as it includes a Blu-ray and DVD disc and the sequel as well. Another thing that I should mention about this film is the electronic music score that we get throughout it. So the music in this film isn't like a traditional film, because being a science fiction film, the musical score is very electronic sounding, and it almost sounds like lasers and beams are going off somewhere in the background. And it's often very subtle in the way it's done. Sometimes it's just when the characters are talking, or sometimes it's when something scary or when something interesting is about to happen. And it really suits this film very well, and it really helps add to the tone of it. So in terms of what I didn't like about this film, well, actually there's not very much I didn't like about it at all. I found it got very good towards the end. I thought that the plot itself was very interesting, and the characters were very good as well, and the actors all give a good performance. Well, at least from what you can expect from this type of film anyway. This isn't the most Oscar-worthy film, but the special effects itself are absolutely brilliant even today. So if you like science fiction films and you want to see a classic sci-fi film, where better to start than with Forbidden Planet. So I'm going to give Forbidden Planet a rating of 9 out of 10. So there we go. So that is Forbidden Planet. So what do you guys think? Have you seen Forbidden Planet? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Please let me know down in the comment section what your thoughts are. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.